Hi, everyone. So, Ashley and I have been best friends for over 20 years, and we have seen each other through a lot of big moments in life, and tonight happens to be one of the biggest, one of the best. So, congratulations, you guys. Um, what's funny is I've known Will even longer than I've known Ashley because he was one of my brother's best friends growing up. So, in a way, Will was always kind of like a big brother to me. Um, Not in a nice way, more in like a mean bullying kind of way. Uh, and in this case, I was the mean bully, and Will was scared of me. Um, and he still is. When I first wrote this speech, I read it to my husband, Bill, and he said, I like it. Are you supposed to be doing a wedding toast or a roast for Will? So I had to start all over again. And this time talk about my best friend, Ashley. Ashley, you don't need to know Ashley to see that she is beautiful. I told her earlier today she's the most beautiful bride I've ever seen. It's true. What I know, because I lived with her for years after college, is that she always looks this pretty. It doesn't matter what time of day it is or what she's doing, it's just natural. Um, but what I really want to say is she's just as beautiful on the inside as she is on the outside. She's always doing the most thoughtful things for her friends and family, thinking of everyone else all the time, trying to keep everyone happy, sometimes at the expense of her own sanity. But she just has a huge heart, and she's such a good person. She's a joy to be around. She's the best. On top of being beautiful inside and out, she's also incredibly smart and successful. She has accomplished so much in life. I'm always amazed by how much she does and continues to do. But I'm never surprised because she's always been one of the hardest working women I've ever known. But a quick tip, don't ever hire Ashley to work in a restaurant or in a retail store of any kind. She will either quit or get fired within 2 weeks. I know because I had to fire her from a job one time, actually. But when it comes to her real interests, she is amazing, unstoppable. Um, it's a quick story. This is one of my first memories of Ashley, and it takes place in 7th grade. And at this point in time, Ashley and I knew each other, but we hadn't become friends yet. At this point in time, I was actually getting bullied by an 8th grader named Aisha. Serious. So one day when Aisha was screaming at me in the hallway, Ashley happened to be walking by, and she could see what was happening. And even though we weren't friends, she just walked right up to Aisha and was like, "What is the problem, Aisha?" I don't know what she said. Within a couple of minutes, Aisha was walking over to me to apologize. She had me confused with someone else. I was like, no problem, Aisha. We're cool. But Ashley was my hero. I thought she was the coolest girl in the world. It meant so much to me, but to her it was like no big deal. Because now I know after all these years, that type of situation is basically a daily event for Ashley. If she sees someone in need, she is the first person there. She does what she can do to help, to make something right. She's the first one to volunteer without thinking twice. And I think it is such an amazing quality. I think it's so rare, and I admire it so much. And I think it's a huge part of what makes Ashley who she is. A very special, wonderful person and friend, and now wife. My goodness. So I know Will already knows how special she is and how lucky he is. But Ashley, I love you. Will, I like you too. I'm just kidding. I love both you guys. Congratulations.
When you grow up in Simsbury, Connecticut, when you grow up in Simsbury, Connecticut, like we did, you always get labeled with things. We all got labeled. Dennis was the Dennis was like the funny guy, mom's favorite, goofy, lovable guy. And, I was just a good looking guy. And, oh, fuck, it's true. And Will was the guy who Will always beat to his own drum. And it was always that Will Hayes beats to his own drum. And everyone always thought that was a slight, but it was never a slight. If you look at it now, my brother Will is the most focused and hardworking man I've ever met. When he graduated Skidmore, he had no money, he had no job. All he wanted to do was be a writer. And he got in a shitty car and he drove across to California and he stood outside a rent-controlled apartment and waited for someone to move out, okay? And he worked, and he did so many bad jobs. He worked at TSA, and then 9/11 happened. And he's done so many things, and he's finally got his break. And I can't tell you how impressive that is to me. It takes such a man to follow your dreams and just never quit, because you had some ups and you had some downs, you kept going. And it's just so impressive. And I hope that you impress that on your kids one day, just to find a goal and go for it, because it's the most impressive thing I've ever seen. So I just want to let you know how proud I am of you and how proud your family is of you and how proud Dad would be of you. And it's really, really just great to see. So I'll take a quick drink after the sentimental part. And I'll tell you, it's funny. Will told me a woman was moving across the country to be with him. And you kind of have to keep a straight face. It's like, does she have no sense of smell? Is she going after the Shark Night money? I mean, what the hell's going on here? But thank God for social media, because it's like this Facebook has been fantastic. And you watch Will, Dirty Will, all of a sudden he's wine tasting, he's sniffing. It's so humiliating. And he hikes. And I say, what do you do? And he says, the crock pot's going. It's like, what the hell happened to you? It's humiliating. But Ashley, all kidding aside, what you did took guts too. You had a real life, an established life in Boston, and you had a job, and you had friends, and you took a chance, and you came out here. And in the 2 short years, I've just seen you. You got a new job. You got certified. You guys bought a house together. I mean, I just want to say thank you. It's so nice to see that someone loves my brother that much to make that many sacrifices for him. So really, really thank you. I appreciate that. That's all I can say as a brother. And I guess just to close it up, just everyone raise their glass to Ashley and Will, and I encourage you to continue to beat your own drum, guys, because it's been a hell of a story. Cheers.
Hi, everyone. An incredible evening, and Mother Nature was very kind to us. It's a beautiful weather-wise as well, as these two got married today. Unfortunately, I'm not as good at off-the-cuff speaking as the first two were. However, I did put some heartfelt words to paper, so please bear with me as I read it. It's with incredible joy and pride that I stand here tonight and welcome you as we all celebrate the marriage of my beautiful daughter to Ashley to William Hayes, who, by the way, is one very lucky fella. Well, not only do you have an amazingly gorgeous wife and partner for life, you are now my son-in-law. I could be here all evening talking about the wonders of Ashley, what makes her a standout. Apparently, I don't need to. Ashley shines so brightly when interacting with people, and with her honest, caring nature, she's a people magnet. Will's cousin Chopper said it this way. Words of inspiration from Chopper. During Will and Ashley's cross-country trip, Boston to Venice Beach, they visited Chopper and Tracy and family. He said that Ashley felt like family already. I rest my case. Last August, Ashley sent me a birthday message through Facebook, which is really hard for me to do Facebook. What happened to telephone? But it's okay. But I'd like to share a few words. She said to me, "Happy birthday to my fierce best friend, Kip Pitsley Palmer, who goes on African safaris, skydives, and more courageously raised 3 undeniably crazy kids." Thank you for helping me through life, including 15 moves in 6 different states, grad school, residency, and preemptively, all the many more life challenges to come. Eek! Oh, and thank you for dragging me out to dinner one Thanksgiving Eve where I ran into my future husband. I love you. So what I say to that is, we've come a long way, baby, Ashley. You didn't like me very much when you were in 8th grade. And now you consider me you FBS. Not friend forever. Did I say that right? Thank you, Ashley, for your wonderful words, honey. I appreciate it. As for Ashley running into Will on a random Thanksgiving Eve, Will, you used to live just around the corner from us. Wouldn't it have been easier to run into each other if your family hadn't moved? Let's blame this whole situation on Dennis. Apparently, once Dennis became a toddler, the home on Westridge was bursting at the seams with these 3 very active, rambunctious Hayes boys. And so they moved. And as Claire always says, ay, ay, ay. It has been and continues to be an honor and privilege to be the following. Ma, which is Ashley's favorite. Mom, for all 3 of my kids. Mama, which is Brett. And Kip to all 3. These are my amazing children, and to have watched them grow and become even more amazing adults. I've had the pleasure of being the mother of the groom twice, and our family tree has added beautiful branches. Thank you, Scott and Brett, for Irene and Carrie. I finally am the mother of the bride for my youngest. By the way, Ashley is youngest by a whole 10 minutes. Ash and Will, treasure this day and all of your tomorrows. Treasure yourselves as individuals and together. Love you, Ashley, and to the handsome, debonair Will, I lovingly welcome you to our family.